Nobody knows for sure exactly what happened, but from collected evidence, authorities were able to ascertain. But at some point during the night of February 1st, something spooked the hikers so much that they would cut their way out of the tent and run out into the freezing, cold night, barefooted and in little more than their underwear. All 9 group members perished, most of them from hypothermia, but some from horrific injuries, of which nobody has ever been able to satisfactorily explain. The entire event is still steeped in mystery, even after all this time, and although a few theories have come close to presenting a plausible explanation of exactly what took place, none of them are without their problems. The first sign of anything amiss came about midway through February. Igor and his companions had been due to return to Sverdlovsk on the 13th, but nothing had been seen or heard of them. This was no immediate cause for concern. Delays were normal, and at the start of the trip, Dyatlov himself had told Yuri Udin, the young man who had abandoned the hike early due to ill health, that he expected the return journey to take longer. By the 15th, families were beginning to feel a little concerned. They reasoned that at least a telegram or some other form of communication informing them of a delay should have been received by now. But they had heard nothing. 5 days later, on the 20th, with still no word, the group's families demanded that a rescue operation be mounted in order to locate their loved ones. The search parties were initially assembled of volunteers such as family members, fellow pupils and teachers from the university. On February 26th, a student by the name of Mikhail Sherevin and a close friend found the abandoned tent on the gentle 30-degree inclined slopes of Kalaksiakal. At an altitude of 800 meters, it had collapsed and appeared to be badly damaged. With a large slit in the side canvas, it had been covered with a light snowfall, and they found many of the group's belongings inside, but they could see nothing of the hikers themselves. The fading light meant that the search would have to be called off for the day. The rescuers made camp. In a more optimistic mood than they had started out with, they firmly believed that the group were out there, somewhere alive, and braving the cold in a snow cave or abandoned house. They couldn't have known that the bodies of their friends were lying beneath the snow, lifeless and silent, not too far from their own camp. The next day, on February 27th, the full horror of the Dyatlov Pass incident would begin to unfold.